Show showcase about like 2 months ago who played, just kind of old school melodic death metal, but fresh sounding. The Lunarsea does that. The vocals have been bugging me all week in the sense, I swear to God, I've heard this vocalist before. Not in a way like I wish I hadn't heard him again, but it just, I was just like, I swear you're in another band. But the music is just that. It's straight up old school melodic death metal, little bit of keys, some clean vocals here and there, but just tons of great melodic riffs, fast drumming, and interesting songwriting. It's varied enough, really keeps you interesting. It'll hit a groove in the middle of the song, has some great solo work in it, and it's like I say every time we hear this, I want more of this, and it's there. We just need people like you to show me what it is. Lunarsea is that old school melodic death that really needs to come back to the forefront of music, of heavy music, that is.
Yeah, I agree. Matt, thank you. You introduced us not only to a brand new label, but a band we hadn't heard of before that actually has a back catalog that we can go enjoy since this album is so effing good. This is the perfect blend. It sounds like the heyday of all the melodic death we liked, but fresh. The riffs aren't just, rehashed riffs we've heard a million times before. And it is dynamic enough to be interesting throughout the album. I mean, there's some great lead guitar work. The rhythm section is really strong. Some of the riffs they fall into, like the song that we're going to play for you, which is the last track on the album, Ephemeris 1679. There's just this little riff in the middle of the song that it's simplistic, probably more simplistic than anything else on the album. But it comes across in a way that's just like so catchy that every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that. And the vocal range is fantastic. They cover everything from, the really gritty, harsh, deep growls to sweeping, beautiful, melodic clean. Like, it covers everything. And the album is very diverse through and through. This is what I want from melodic death. And there's just not enough of it out there anymore, at least not that we're aware of. And this is the style I love. I mean, this is the melodic death that I go for every time. So I was super stoked this week, clearly. This to me is a 5. This is what I want to hear. Especially from a band that we have no knowledge of whatsoever. Something, coming totally out of left field on a small label that we don't know, a band we've never heard of, to come out and put out something that friggin' awesome, totally out of left field. I love it. So they're probably getting a point for that simply because I was surprised. But it's really well done, and I'm going to keep going back to it and enjoying it. So it's a 5 for me.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking at some of their facts here, and they formed in 2003, put out 2 demos, and they've put out 3 albums pretty much in those 10 years, in 2006, 2008, and this year with 100 Light Years. So what are they doing? Like, you see, maybe I've seen their name around on the blogs and just ignored it because I was like, I have no idea what you are. But I've never seen them pop up on a bill for a European tour or anything like that. I haven't heard of the other album before. Like, it's funny how you go so deep into the underground, you kind of get lost of what actually big is. It's even just within the realm of metal. And so when you find something like this that's been around for that long, you're like, I have no idea you existed for 10 years. And it's like, you realize you could still go deeper. Yeah. Which is great because that leaves much more room for exploration. And I will definitely go find the back catalog. You can actually buy all 3 albums as a kind of a package deal on CM Distro.
Oh, nice.
I may or may not be doing that. I have not done it yet as of the time of this recording.
But you will in 10 more minutes.
It's possible. But yeah, you should definitely, they're on Bandcamp for those you want them digitally, like, most of you. Like you could also check out the albums, including 100 Light Years, which I'm going to give it a 4. Solid album. It's great melodic death, and it's that old school, the fresh sounding old school. And it's out on Punishment 18 Records, and you can check out at the end of our show. I almost screwed that up. At the end of the show, we will be playing the final track of that album, Ephemeris 1679, so stay tuned for that. But first, the song Ephemeris 1679 by Lunarsea off their album 100 Light Years. See you next week, guys.